I remember thinking like, I can't even do it. I already lost a piece of myself. I cannot take any more bad news.
Trying to find some peace, I let my intuition speak. Get misguided, but I always end up where I'm supposed to be. Put my faith and trust in God and do my part, so we gon' see. In a broken heart, they never give me pain. My nigga caught me by surprise. I can see you hate me through your eyes. I already know the truth about this shit, so tell me lies. Try to do the damn impossible, don't know.
I'm not even gonna go too deep into it.
You don't need to, but I ain't even the host. But can I just touch on?
You done been the host.
Because the host keep crying. Because the host keep crying.
Gonna tell me lies. Go ahead, gonna tell me lies. I'm surprised. Go ahead, gonna tell me lies.
Hi everyone, I'm Jada and welcome to Let's Be Honest, Let's Not Even Play With It. Today's episode quote is, just because someone carries it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. So today we are going to be talking about grief. One experience that this life guarantees is loss. And I definitely don't believe that grief is pigeonholed into one thing. I definitely feel like you can grieve over a relationship, a job, and most commonly, passing of a loved one. As creepy as this might sound, me saying this, but whatever. I've always had a certain fascination with death, so I'm not afraid of it, and I thought that I had a certain understanding of it, but it wasn't until I lost two of the closest people to me that I realized that I can think however I wanted to, but I'm never prepared. You've heard me talk about them before. My grandmothers, two of the biggest inspirations of my life. I lost my big nana April 18th of 2016, and I lost my little nana June 20th of 2016. My big nana was physically ill for a long time, and I can't speak for her, but I definitely think that grief is what killed her. She talked to my great-grandmother, her mother, every day for hours, multiple times a day on the phone with her, laughing, sharing stories, yelling, arguing. They talked every single day. And so when my great-grandmother passed away, the loss just took over my grandmother. It was just much too big. I really feel like I watched the most independent, strong, funny, successful, creative person I knew become a shell of herself. She no longer drove. She had let go of her business. And because she wasn't in the right state mentally, her health just started to decline. But even with the slow, kind of gradual deterioration, I never expected the end. When she passed away, I made it a point to pour into my career. I felt like I just wanted to be a person who honored her and someone who she would be proud of. I carried her name, so I felt like for as long as I'm successful, her name would live on. I'm more like her than I would care to admit, so I'm actually really honestly scared of who I'd become if or when, because it's life, I lose someone else. But anyway, back to the story. So once I started getting back into the groove of things and accepting my new reality, I got a call from my father one day, and he said that, make sure you call your grandmother now. This is my little nana, because she had trouble breathing. She had to go to the Medi-Merge today. And I remember thinking like, I can't even do it. I already lost a piece of myself. I cannot take any more bad news. But at the same time, I told myself, you have to call, because if something happens to her, I am going to be devastated. That she was my rock. That was my girl. The weirdest part to me, she understood, she related, and she made me feel safe and accepted with her. But I never called. Thankfully, I got to see her a few days later for my father's birthday. And as soon as me and my brother had walked in, she was ironing. As soon as she seen us, she was smiling, and she said, I was wondering when I was going to see y'all again. And I asked her, like, are you feeling better? Have you been sitting down? She was such a busybody. I swear, the whole thing was weird because I had never even seen her have a cold. So she said, yeah, I just overexhausted myself. So that was that. 5 days later, on the morning of my brother's high school graduation, my mother woke me up bright and early because my father had made another call to let us know that my grandmother had died. And I have to tell you, I spent so many days wondering when I'm going to see her again. From that point, honestly, nothing made sense. Nothing was the same. I was overcome with grief. I was depressed. I had quit my job. The things that was such a big deal to me at one point no longer mattered. And honestly, I can't even 100% tell you how I got through, other than God. I personally didn't go to counseling. I leaned on God, my family, and a friend. During that time, there was only one friend that was really, really there for me. And that's okay because that's who I needed. And I am forever grateful to Zoya because in the darkest time of my life, in the lowest point of my life, she never gave up on me. And she was there for me consistently, well past the initial shock of it all. Honestly, where I am today, I can say that most days I'm okay, and I smile, grateful to have experienced such amazing people. But there are random days where I would just bust out crying and get into a funk. But God willing, there is a tomorrow, and I will try again then. Ace Truth Bowl, I've invited some amazingly strong people to share their story and their experience with grief. So hang tight, I am going to get them.
Every day, but I've been fighting just to get me through. Niggas love to hate, I know my vibe can be replaced. It's a lot that's on my plate, I wanted this, I can't complain. And I try to put my all
Where we starting?
I'm ready.
Y'all done see him, right? Y'all see him. Mind your business. Mind your business.
Regular guest, mind your name.
Right.
You gonna take it or take it because I'm here.
Period.
I'm Nakia, I'm Jada's godmother. I'm Naja, Jada's sister.
Yeah.
I'm Tracy, I'm Jada's aunt.
For the third time. I'm the brother. Every time saying it.
And I'm her mom, Rasheen.
Well, I want to start off by saying thank you. I know this is not an easy topic, but I think it's an important conversation to have, not just for other people, but I think just for us as a family. I feel like you find that you have more in common,
Yeah.
and you kind of come together.
Yeah.
Because it's great.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 15 minutes. I'm not going to let y'all endure this. So I'm going to ask Ray to set the timer.
So my question is, what is your favorite memory with the deceased person? First of all, I don't know why I had to start this,
These are strong questions.
but there
I know what you said.
That's
I'm
a
looking
dun
like.
are like a
What we signed
few.
up for.
Right. There are a few of my favorite people that are deceased. My mom, my mother in love, my son, my dad. So, my favorite memory with the deceased person? Damn, that's hard. I'm going to say my favorite memory is my son's first birthday. He died in 1994. And his first birthday, I just remember it being such a celebration, and he was such a character. He took his shirt off. He had his gold chain. He had his felines, and he was just. I think that was like my favorite memory, and I would like, that's like etched in my mind. So I would say that's my favorite memory of the deceased person. Yeah, it was.
Alright, I'm next.
Yes.
It says, what are some methods you use to cope?
Oh gosh.
Wow.
I was thinking about this earlier because I was telling myself I don't think I really grieve as much as I think I do. I kind of just stay busy to think past it, and then when it comes back up, I just break down out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't think I have a method yet besides staying busy and of course working on your growth and your personal self.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah. Tracy.
Okay. Do you have any regrets in life?
Dang.
Wow.
In relation to grief, that's
In
hard.
relation to
Not
that,
even.
it-
It
well,
just be in general.
I'm gonna just put it in
Grief.
the grief part. Not able to really say that final goodbye.
Yes.
I just needed that
Final. Yeah.
that final thing. If you would have gave me 5 minutes,
Yeah.
I would have been happy.
Yeah.
That's what I needed. That just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If I got that, I would have been fine.
Yeah. Where my damn tissue? Alrighty. Nasha.
Alright.
I was scared to open my
We nervous.
I didn't even open mine yet.
Yeah.
Oh, what is your biggest fear?
It's like running a marathon, man.
Right.
It's like, how much time do you have left?
So like in terms of like for you, you've lost two like huge losses so close together, your mom and your grandmother. What is your biggest fear in terms of like your relationship with them? Like maybe their expectations of you, or maybe just even like honoring them. But like, what is your
That their expectations. I just hope that I'm living and being what they expected,
Yes.
if not more.
yes? That's a big fear of mine too, and I'm old. Honestly.
Yeah, I think I definitely.
They definitely
They're
proud
proud.
of you.
They're proud.
It's
They're
hard.
Proud. They're
It's
proud.
very hard. Wait, hold on. I got something for you.
They should have gave us some
Exactly. Because it's so hard.
It's hard, but
It's necessary. It's helpful.
Yes.
It is. Nakia. She cried already.
I'm a punk. I'm hard, but I'm a punk. What did you learn about yourself from the grieving?
Oh man.
Well, what I learned is I was 18 when my mother passed. So I learned early in life that I had to put on my big girl panties and live, because
Yeah.
I was either going to have to get in the grave with her or live.
Yeah.
And at 18, and I had 3 other siblings to kind of, be a role model for that. This is life. Life
Yeah.
happens, and now we have to move on without the person that gave us life.
Yeah.
So,
that's the hardest.
That's the
so
hardest
what do you?
part.
So what do you do at 18? I'm 18. I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not 35. I'm not 40 or 80. It doesn't matter how old you are. But at 18, I just graduated high school. I graduated high school in June, and my mother passed in October. So I'm looking like, what is
now?
life gonna look like now? Like, this person that gave me life, I don't know what to do now. So what I learned was that I had to be a grown up way earlier than I wanted to be.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from grieving.
Dang. Ray.
It's my spotlight.
It's your spotlight.
If you had a chance to talk to your loved one, what would you say?
Oh my God.
I love you and I miss you.
Yes. I mean, straight to the point.
Alright, mine say, how have you changed since your experience with grief?
Oh man. That's good for you. Yeah.
I think that I'm more forgiving just because I know what could happen,
Yeah.
and you might not really see this person ever again.
Yeah.
And I think that you can be talking to them one day, and the next thing you know, that's it. So I think that I'm a lot more softer, a lot more forgiving. I feel like I try to push myself to work hard just to make sure that they're proud. That's it.
Aw.
So,
Come on, Jada. You can't be the host crying. Make it
You're right. This is what everybody needed, like you said.
Yeah.
This topic to release.
To
let
really
the
release
family-
something.
because you go through it and you don't talk about it.
Right.
And then you just kind of fester. Next thing you know,
Are you vocal about your pain, or do you more so internalize it? I am vocal about my pain. I think that in losing our child at 19, it did teach me a lot about grief. It was the first like huge loss that I had experienced, and I didn't even think that I ever could really recover. But you live a little bit, and you lose more people the older you get, and you kind of like learn to cope. And my way of coping is to honor the people that meant something to me. I can't internalize it. Like, I need to scream out, like, I miss you. I wish you was here. I'm posting pictures of you on the cruise, you at the party. Like, I miss you. Like, so I'm definitely not internalizing it. I'm definitely like living for you. So yeah, definitely.
All right. Mine says, in what moments are you okay?
Oh, that's good for you, Chloe.
I don't know though.
All right.
Cause like I overthink a lot of stuff, even when I
So
don't
do
want
I.
to. So
I do
like,
too.
even though I'll be fine, like every day, almost, I'll still like everything still crosses my mind still, and I'll be getting sad for a moment. Like I'll be crying at work sometimes.
I feel like a part of you is always fine, but there's like always a part of you that's not fine.
Yeah, cause that's a part of overthinking. Like you always got those thoughts in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could have did more.
Yeah,
And stuff like that.
yeah.
So,
Tracy.
Ooh, Jada. If you had the power to take away death, would you or would
Oh.
you keep things the same?
Woo,
That's hard.
that's a big
I
one.
think I would keep things the same.
Me personally, I think I would keep things the
Me
same
too.
because that's the only way that you'll learn how to grow and honor them.
It's a part of life.
And I think it's something better.
If-
Not
And
a
that's
bit,
the
something
thing.
better.
Yeah, and
If-
I'm like,
if
you
you-
know what?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm right now, the way
Things
the
are.
world we're in right now, they're better off.
You
than
know
we
they're
are.
better
Yeah.
off.
And
You
I feel
know
like
it.
that.
They're
I feel like
better
Certain people
off.
are in certain situations that
They're better off.
You
than
know
we
for
are.
death
sure
is
they're
better
doing
for them,
better.
but it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Because
sure.
they get a sense of peace. Like they're not fighting demons every day.
Yeah.
and, you
Or
know.
suffering.
So yeah, so they
Both
just
my
have peace.
parents suffered so
Yeah.
hard in the end. I would have never even imagined. Like, they really suffered to the point where, as much as I didn't want to lose them, like halfway through it, somewhere in my mind, even though I felt guilty, halfway through it, I was just like, I just want them to stop hurting. Like, they literally, like, they just couldn't walk. Sometimes I was visiting my father. He didn't know who I was. Like, it was bad, you know? So I definitely believe that it's something better on the other side.
Yeah.
And when I envision my mom and Guido, my father and my grandmother, I envision them like living, loving, fun, having fun, like, cause this here is hard.
and that's
You don't want to suffer.
Yeah, and that's and just like I know for my mother, like she had a lot of problems and she had no help.
Yeah.
So to have 4 kids and she couldn't take care of any 4 of them, and she didn't have anybody to turn to to help. You gotta feel like it's something better.
It's something
for them.
better on the
Yeah.
other side. And if
Yeah.
you believe in God, you
Yeah,
believe that there's something.
and
You will
that's
you'll
how
see them
I had
again.
to accept that. When God took her, it was just her time to not
Free all in the episode.
Yeah,
Free in the
You know,
episode,
free,
y'all.
yeah. You just had to accept that it was just something better for them
On the
to-
other
on
side.
the other side.
Yeah.
But that takes a deeper kind of love too.
It does.
To
It
accept
do,
that
yeah.
somebody's not suffering.
And at 18, you gotta accept all of that. At
And
a young
honestly,
age, yeah.
had I not seen my father struggle the way he struggled, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have felt that way when my mother got
But
sick.
even for you to lose a child at that age, I don't like
Yeah.
that had to take you, you and Will at a different level. You had to mature a lot
Yeah.
to lose something like that.
You
at that
feel
young.
very lost. You feel very
Yeah.
like cheated. You don't know why this happened to you, why your child had to pass. But I'm gonna say, like, when Jakari and Jada was like 2 and 5, and they father is off camera over here to the side. But when they were like 2 and 5, I had a moment where I realized that had he lived, they wouldn't have
Okay.
ever been here, period. Because he was a different kind of child. He was difficult. He was a crybaby. He wouldn't stay with nobody. He was a mess. Okay.
You leave
So
my baby alone.
no,
They
but I'm
told you
just saying,
about
as
that.
an 18, 19-year-old mother, that was a lot for me. In turn, like it was a lot. He was a lot. I loved him so much, but I don't think I would have been like, oh, let's have another one. No, definitely not. Had he not passed, I don't know if they would have been here. So, and I find comfort in the idea that he sacrificed his life so that they can live, and that's why I honor my children so much, because I feel like, you know, they supposed to be here. They are supposed to be here. And I done took over the damn question. And we're going to cry. I said, you know what? That's why you couldn't do the episode. Who's up
My
next?
daddy.
Ray.
No,
It's not. No,
Are you afraid of that?
I'm not.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
Really?
could go today and be perfectly
Really?
fine because I want to be with my mom. See?
Yeah. I get that. No, I get that. I get
But
that.
I'm afraid of death for my loved ones.
You don't want to leave your sons.
Yeah, I don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
Not I don't want to leave them.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose nobody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not afraid for myself. I'm afraid for the ones.
For the ones that you have to leave behind. I get that. I get that. Jada, who said this topic? Who said
You
this
should
topic?
have ran us. I'm about to cry too.
Right. Who next?
We should have did this.
Oh, the kids, up to you again?
Making it worse.
Okay. What do you
I
personally
should have had a cocktail.
Right. Yes, you should have. How much time more got?
What's
1
your
minute.
Okay.
So
Once
it's
y'all
me.
finish, that's it.
Okay. What do you personally need from other people when going through hard times?
Oh,
This is excellent.
That's a good one.
I will say that my extended family,
That's us.
regardless of not being blood, they have come through 100% on any given day, in any given time. I know that I can count on them for anything or anytime.
That's us, y'all.
When you have other people that love you genuinely for your faults, because I know I'm alive. On any given day, I'm alive. And I have people in my life that love me no matter what. And I can depend on them no matter what. And I can call them and say whatever. That makes grieving
A lot
easier because
You know you have somebody in
I
your
can go
corner.
to them regardless of whatever.
She gonna
whether
make me
we
cry.
just go to dinner.
I'm already there.
You already been crying.
But the kid don't be crying. She never cries.
Well, you gotta answer yours.
But you're gonna do yours.
I gotta do mine.
For the record, the timer went up and they still.
And Jada gotta answer the last one.
And I
Jada gotta do hers too.
And I said what
I
I
ain't gonna do
said.
you. I ain't gonna do you.
I said what I said. What was your greatest loss?
Oh,
My
wow.
Nana.
Yes.
Everybody knows
Right
it.
there.
Yes.
No secret.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go too deep into it.
You don't need to, but I ain't even the host. But can I just touch on?
You done been the host.
Because the host keep crying. Because the host keep crying. But I'm gonna say, as your aunt and somebody who has been there your entire life, I gave you your first bath, and I will always
And change my first
and
diaper.
change your first diaper. Okay. You were very close to the situation with your grandmother, like, which is like the biggest loss that this family has experienced, and I applaud you for your strength and just persevering. It definitely gives not just your cousins, because it's a big responsibility to be their only cousin, but me as your aunt, it definitely gave me a sense of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Ray is, for what you endure, if Ray can do it, we can all just kind of like pull it together and try to like keep going. So I love you for that. Like, honestly, it definitely made things a little bit easier. Definitely.
All right, last question. It says, what's the hardest part about grief?
Oh,
Wow.
that's a good way to end
I
it.
think the most common part is living without a person it really doesn't matter how long you spent with them if they meant that much to you. Even to be without them for a minute is too long. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Personally, the hardest thing about grief is not knowing when there is going to be a light. When is this going to be not
happy
dark?
time.
Yeah.
Right. When is it going to be okay
Yeah.
for me to, or even like when do I see little glimpses of who I was? Not that I feel like once you take a loss, you'll never be the same. But I think it's important to try to figure out or try to stay focused on the core of who you are and who they led you to be.
You grow from it.
Yes,
grow
you
from
do
it.
grow from that.
grow from
yeah.
And you definitely want to honor them
Right.
in
Absolutely.
all you do. Like
Yeah.
your grandmother, you think about your mom, and you think about your mom, and you just want to make them proud. You don't know
That's
how
it.
that look,
Yeah.
but you just definitely want to honor them for sure.
But if you knew them, I think you got an idea.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you do,
Yeah.
you know what's
Yeah.
right and what's wrong. You kind of
Trust
can
me,
hear them in your
you do.
ear.
Like with
You got
little
an idea.
Nana, if I be crying, I know she'll be like, "You need to get yourself together." First of all, I never seen her cry.
Yes.
Nothing.
Never.
So she would be like, "You need to."
Get yourself.
Get
I only
right.
seen her cry when her father died. I've never seen her cry outside of that.
No,
Yeah, me-
she didn't know.
Me,
Y'all,
I've never seen her
I
cry.
y'all
never seen
two
her
probably
cry.
wouldn't remember, but when your great grandmother passed,
Yeah, she wasn't. When her
she was
parents
not-
passed,
yeah,
I can remember her falling out at the grave almost.
yeah,
So yeah,
Yeah, so-
for sure she had feelings.
that right there
But the-
was her.
But the
Coincide
core of it
with
was
what
like
they
suck it
said.
up and
Yeah.
get it
She
together.
like all this crying.
Y'all got to
Yeah.
get it together.
That's
Get it,
enough.
right.
That's enough.
That's
Suck it up.
enough.
Let's go. Let's
Right.
move on.
But
Come
that
on.
love is good too because that love shows you, you know, the 5 love languages. Hers was more showing,
Yeah, she didn't
Absolutely.
really.
I
You didn't
never
have
said
a
I
doubt.
love
She
you.
never
Never
said
said
I
I
love
love
you.
you,
but
did
you
I
never had
question
a
it?
doubt. You knew she
No,
loved
but
you.
she
Yeah.
did.
You know she
She
loved
didn't.
Never question her.
She
you.
did.
Never.
I think we never needed a shot of clock more than today. All right, so what are we cheering to?
We're
Jada.
cheering to persevering.
Our
Yes.
loved ones.
I love
I love
ones.
Tracy.
Yes.
You ready?
New
We all ready?
beginning.
New beginnings.
New beginning.
Nah,
New beginners? Life.
Life.
I like that.
Yes.
Very
More
nice.
time.
More
More
time.
time.
And memories. Good memories.
Good memories.
And we're
And
going to
death.
do it up
And
on
death, yes.
Jada
On Jada
birthday. Cheers!
Salud.
Salud, 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 salud. I'm like your father.
We've had enough. We're gonna end it here. Thanks, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Sometimes clinging to a cloud ain't as easy as it seems. Sometimes clinging to a cloud ain't as easy as it seems. But we try and we try and we try and we try, baby, we try and we try and we try.
Thought I'd call you on a later day.
Sometimes clinging to
Time
a
fades
cloud
away.
easy as
We've
it
been distant
seems.
for a minute, but I understand.
Sometimes clinging
We had some better days. And it's easy to get lost with these demons, so I light my problems up and smoke away. We deal with this shit on the day to day. I ain't been lost, I just been feeling pain. And these drugs don't really help, they all just keep me sane.
Sometimes clinging to
I've been feeling different,
easy as it seems.
and I've been acting different.
Sometimes
I've been on some real depressed shit, and I didn't really know just how to tell you. Kept this all in all my fucking life. My mother always taught me how to pray. On the other hand, my father showed me drink the pain away. Thinking about that shit, that's probably what just brought the man in May. And everybody hate to see me sad, but I'm really with this.
Sometimes clinging to
I don't know where I'm
easy as it seems.
going in the next few years. I shed a tear thinking about if you not here. Can't even look you in the eye to tell a lie, so please forgive. Grandma's gonna know what to do. On my heart there's something true. Know the part of you just left with her, I know I hate it too. I just love you, mama, swear I do. And if I ain't pour my heart out enough, know it's true.
Sometimes clinging to a cloud ain't as easy as it seems. Sometimes clinging to a cloud ain't as easy as it seems, but we try and we try and we try and we try, baby, we try and we try and we try.
Thank you so much for sticking it out with me this far. I know it's not an easy topic, but you are appreciated. Make sure you are following, and subscribing on YouTube at Let's Be Honest with Jay, at Instagram at _JadaChristine, or Facebook at Let's Be Honest for all updates. And fingers crossed you will give people their flowers. Until next time, bye.
And it's toxic, every motherfucker preaching nonsense. Not the righty type, it seem like niggas let her pop shit. My fans were pressing me like every week for me to drop shit. Can't say my depression is the reason.